INEC perhaps is detailed and is following through and all that. But the big issue here is that first we had the problem of staggering the election, of extending the conduct of the election, contrary to what the Electoral Act provides. And this is a very significant point. The Electoral Act in section 47 provides that any election shall take place on the same date and at the same time. You see, the contemporaneousness of election is very important for the credibility of the election, because results in one part or the outcome of election in one part is not expected to guide the other part.
All right, Barrister
Now, just
Ogunye,
quickly.
yeah, before you make that point, we understand that the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, is on the line from Kaduna. Well, good morning, Malam El-Rufai.
Good morning.
Well, glad to have you on Nigeria 2015. Well, we received the results of the presidential elections in Kaduna, but from your own point of view, what was the conduct of the polls like at your end?
Well, the results of Kaduna have already been announced, so we are quite settled here. The APC won convincingly with 70% of the votes. I am saddened by the fact that we couldn't prevent Jonathan from getting 25%, but 70% is a good win, and we are pleased that we have delivered our state to General Muhammadu Buhari and the APC.
And it appears in the north, General Buhari is making a very strong showing. A few of the states have not been announced yet, but do you expect the trend to continue when the rest of the states are announced?
Well, yes, I think that General Buhari is not just showing strongly in the north. If you look at the southwest, he's sweeping most of the southwest. If you look across to south-south, he's showing very strongly in Edo, Rivers, and other states. It's just that there has been a lot of irregularities in some of the states like Cross River and Akwa-Ibom, where the card reader was sabotaged. That's why the real result does not show him doing very well. But having said that, let me add, I'm confident that in the remaining states in the northwest, Kebbi, Sokoto, Zamfara, as well as the 6 states in the northeast,
Oh dear, we've lost Malam Nasir El-Rufai, the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress in Kaduna State. But as soon as we're able to re-establish contact with him, then we will continue from where he left off. Well, just before we were joined by Malam El-Rufai, Barrister Ogunye was making a particular point.
That, first, we had the election being staggered, and now we have results, the release of results being staggered also. If we had logistic problem with the conduct of the election, why should we have logistic problem with the pronouncement of the results? I worry about that. But you see, as I said earlier, we are where we are, and all we can do is to wait for INEC to announce all the results.
Well, you made an important point, which I think cannot be overemphasized, that the reason the act that you read out says that things shouldn't be staggered is because there's always that possibility of influence.
Exactly.
So that, the outcome of one election can influence, another election.
Exactly.
And that's the reason why they're supposed to all happen at the same time. And dare I say that we could even, speculate that the delay in announcing results could leave room for people to say, well, others are waiting to see what the result tally is in other places, so that if they are manipulating, they manipulate to match. I'm not saying that is what is happening, but I'm saying it does leave room for those sort of speculations to be made. And again, let me emphasize, the important thing is not, we don't expect perfect elections, but we do expect perfect communication from INEC. And I think they can do a lot to settle nerves and allay the fears that people have by talking and by letting us know in a very transparent way what exactly is going on and why these delays are taking place.
Well, I understand the governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress in Kaduna State, Madam Nasir El-Rufai, is back on the line. Well, welcome back, Madam El-Rufai.
Thank you, Charles.
All right, I'm sure Kadira has a question that she would like you to respond to.
Now, earlier you talked about irregularities in places like Akwa-Ibom, and I'm just wondering, how come we don't hear APC talking about irregularities in states where the the APC has made great gains and won, with wide margins, but every time we talk about places where the president has won with wide margins, the APC starts talking about irregularities?
No, it is not quite correct to say that we only complain about irregularities in states where we have not won. We won in Kaduna, for instance, but I can tell you we've complained about irregularities in many parts of southern Kaduna where the card reader was sabotaged. Around the complaints of the APC of irregularities and funny numbers is the discarding or the sabotaging of the use of the card reader. And this happened only in particular regions of the country. What is it about the weather in the southeast and south-south that the card reader doesn't work, but it works in the rest of Nigeria? Clearly, the card reader was sabotaged in those parts of the country to enable the PDP right results that will narrow the lead we have over Jonathan. But even when they do, I want to say we have done the numbers, we've looked at everything, we've received the results from all the states in our situation room, and we are confident, no matter what manipulation is done, General Buhari will be declared the president-elect tomorrow with a margin of at least 3 million votes.
Now, in terms of this issue of irregularities, just to take you back again, you said in southern Kaduna you had complained about irregularities, but you do not feel that they have sufficiently impacted on the vote for you to ask for this election in Kaduna to be overturned, clearly because you're leading. But in a place like Akwa-Ibom, for example, we've actually got an APC official complaint asking for elections to be overturned.
No, in Kaduna we have written to INEC to request that some of the elections be cancelled, and this may be subject of future tribunal process. I do not believe that President Goodluck Jonathan has sufficient support to get 20% of the vote in Kaduna State. And I'm upset that he got nearly 30%, and we are challenging it. So it is not just about winning. This is about ensuring the credibility of the process and ensuring that everyone remains honest. It is not just in states that we've lost. Even in states where we won, where we believe that the process has been abused, we intend to challenge it, because we are in this to make sure that Nigeria has credible elections now and in the future.
Well, you are talking about challenging the results in a particular state, but before then you expressed your confidence in the ability of your presidential candidate to, clinch the final result by at least 3 million votes. Now, am I to understand that if he falls below that, or in fact, if he does not meet that expectation entirely, your party will be challenging it in court?
We will challenge every result that looks funny. We will challenge every single result that looks funny. Look, the Independent National Electoral Commission set up a fairly credible process for accrediting voters. And when you accredit voters, you are supposed to send the number to INEC. So, for instance, the result for Delta State is not